Hi, and welcome to True North Marine short video on tides. Some of you may think that this is not an important subject. However, if you do a little bit of research, you'll find that a large number of boats, groundings or even capsizes on coastal bars are due to the skipper not having an understanding of the effects of tidal conditions. So if you look at any tide table, just like the one on the screen, or even on an app, it is going to give you valuable information. It will give you the time of high and low tide, the height of high and low tides. We'll also give you the tidal range. It also shows the phase of the moon, which influences the height of tide.
Almost everywhere in the world, high and low water occur at roughly 6-hour intervals, producing a succession of 2 high and 2 low tides in a period of just over 24 hours. This situation is known as a semi-diurnal cycle. Some areas get only 1 tide per day. This is a diurnal cycle. The levels of the tide vary in every port and range from just a few inches to places where the range can be 40 feet or more. It's all because of the gravitational pull of the moon and, to a lesser extent because of its distance, the sun. This gravitational pull causes the water to heap up on the side of the Earth closest to the moon, and as a result of centripetal force, there's a similar heaping up on the side of the Earth furthest from the moon. The sun also plays its part, and when the Earth, moon and sun are in a straight line, they pull together, resulting in extra pull. When this happens, the high tides are particularly high and the low tides extra low. These are called spring tides. At other times, such as when the Earth, sun and moon are at right angles to each other, the gravity effect is much reduced, resulting in a lower range of tides, which we call neap tides. Chart datum. The lowest level of water under normal circumstances, the mark from which all depths are calculated. ISLW, Indian Springs Low Water, another version of chart datum. LAT, Lowest Astronomical Tide, yet another. It depends on the chart you're using. Range, the difference between successive high and low tides. MHWS, mean high water springs, the average height of high water at spring tides. It's usually found in the table on your chart. MHWN, mean high water neaps, the average height of high water at neap tides. Mean sea level, average of the surface of the sea at all stages of the tides. Mean tide level, average of all tides, high and low. Slack water, the period of negligible water movement at the reverse of tides. Dodge tide, the period when there's only one small tide or a constant level for one whole day. Duration of rise, the time taken for the tide to rise from low to high water. Duration of fall, guess. Flood tide, a tide coming in. Ebb tide, the tide going out. So, as you can see, the actual depth is the charted depth below chart datum added to the height of the tide. Depths are given as fathoms or meters below chart datum. Heights are given as feet or meters above MHWS, so you know that the clearance given is the minimum available. So that's great. Now we can find the depth of water at high or low tide. But what about the bit in between? We need to know the depth at any time. There are various methods of finding this, remembering always that the tide does not flow in or out at the same rate. There's a fairly complicated graph in the Admiralty tide tables. However, for most situations, the simple 12ths rule will be sufficiently accurate. Basically, the 12ths rule says that in the first hour of a tidal range, 1/12 of the total range will arrive. In the second hour, 2/12, a total of 3. In the third hour, 3/12. Fourth hour, 3/12. Fifth hour, 2/12, and 1/12 in the sixth hour. So you can see that the water starts to come in quite slowly, speeds up to a maximum in the 3rd and 4th hours, and then slows down again. It flows out at the same rate. If low water was at 1200 hours, for example, with an expected range of 3 meters, at 1500 hours the depth would be low water plus 6/12, 6 by 0.25 meters, a total of 1.5 meters.
So there you have it. Thanks for watching the video. From this short video, you should now know what the terms flood, ebb, spring and neap tide mean. You should also be able to realise the effects the sun and the moon have on the tide, particularly with the increased tidal range on a full or new moon. If you're crossing a coastal bar in your boating activities, then the video would have identified that you need to be especially cautious in the 3rd and 4th hour of an ebbing spring tide when crossing that coastal bar. If you'd like to see other courses that we do, please visit our website at truenorthmarine.com.au, especially for our marine radio courses and coastal navigation or even private tuition.